Ninja Fit instructors, leadership students, possibly instructors from other organizations. In this video, I'd like to take a minute or two and discuss teaching how to focus the mind during breaking, whether it's smashing boards, bricks, whatever it is. Board breaking requires an amount of focus. And while I believe that 90% of that is just practice that you need to get physically to get that repetition, that accuracy built up, so you can hit that thing in the right spot every single time. I also believe that if it's 90% physical, then that's 10% mental. But that 10% mental is so important that if you're not mentally focused on the right things during that physical practice, your physical stuff, you won't achieve the full 90% of that physical abilities and greatness to be as accurate and as thorough as you need to be to break through that board or brick, whatever it is you're working toward. So that 10% of mental focus can really make or break you when it comes to board breaking. In my opinion, and there's nothing, I've talked about how I believe forms, focusing during sparring can help you prepare and get your mind set for a possible self-defense situation. But board breaking practice is teaching your body how to just kind of take over and how to have that repetition and hit the right spot and that right target when you see its opening. When you see that opening, right there, you realize that there's a threat. You're not going to have 5 minutes to prepare yourself, psych yourself up, and boom, and then do it. You got to be able to react quick and go. So the other part of that, 90% physical, should be just your body's learning how to take control and take over. But that 10% mental is you teaching it why it's important to be able to do that, right? If you can't realize that hammer fisting a board, a 1-inch thick board, is real similar to hammer fisting and breaking someone's clavicle bone, if you haven't put that thought in your brain yet, then you haven't realized why it's important you work on a hammer fist. What you could use a hammer fist for in self-defense. So if you never put your mindset there, then the time comes and a bully pushes you up against the wall or something like that, and you've tried everything to get away and there's just no escape, and you need to get this guy off you. Boom. You've either got that answer in your head or not. You've already thought about that scenario and that situation and prepared your mind for it so that you realize what tools you've got or you haven't. And then you freak out and you might be the best tournament sparrer in the world, but not understand then how to, what you can do to get this guy off you. If you start throwing little round kicks to his belly and you're pointing your toes and all that and just going for speed because that's all you're used to doing is for points, then he's sitting there laughing at you going, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? It's not affecting him. So at some point it's important to train your mind of why you're putting the power into these moves and what purpose that power could serve. So all that being said, I don't know, in my opinion, should be pretty obvious to most of us instructors who have been teaching this for a while. But if you're going to have them doing a board break clinic and you're talking about this, or you're having a board break section of class as testing comes closer or something, and you're discussing this and why it's important, but then afterwards you want to sit them down and have a mat chat and continue that, then how can you relay that lesson and relate that to a real life experience to them? Okay, so in my opinion, the self-defense is a real easy correlation. It's easy to make that equal sign there and have those two things kind of meet. Another way I put it, just me reading real quick, breaking teaches follow-through better than anything else in the martial arts. In order to break, you must visualize yourself penetrating through that target. You've heard about, if you've ever listened to self-help guys, those gurus and all that, or read any of those self-help books, visualization is a big part of the process for them. You want to see yourself as your own boss one day. You want to see yourself up in this high-level management job or whatever it is. Then you want to see that eventually. That's your goal. Then you got to visualize what it means to be there. You got to visualize what did it take for me to get there. And that visualization helps a lot of people along the way achieve that goal. But it's not that I just want to be good, not that I just want to be a manager. what kind of manager do I want to be? I want to be the best boss that these people have ever had. I want to be the most loved boss that they've had, and this is why. You know, I don't want them to love me because I'm everybody's friend. I want them to know I want to be a trusted boss and a trusted employee to my higher ups, to know that if they give me a task, I'll follow through with it. My employees come to me with an issue, they know I'm going to follow through with it. I'm going to be the best that I can be at this, and here's how I see that happening. Breaking kind of helps, in my opinion, teach that. It can be a correlation. I want to reach top levels. I want to smash through people's expectations of what it can mean to be a martial arts instructor, be a good instructor out on the mat. I don't just want to be another school that's close by their neighborhood so they came here. I want them to go, and I encourage this for people, if they're near an area where there's multiple martial arts studios, go check out, come check us out, let your kids take a class or two with us, a week or so. See what we're like when we interact with them on the mats. Then go see what the other martial arts places are like in town. Maybe we're the best fit for you, maybe we're not. Maybe you want something that's more tournament oriented and it teaches really flashy moves, how to do the flips and all that stuff. Maybe you want something that's more self-defense based, or you want something that's more grappling or whatever. You'll find it if you go look, but go look and view and see what everybody else is doing. And I guarantee you, out of the competition that's around my town, you're going to find that my studio and the way we teach class is a higher quality than most of our competition, if not all. Just from the way I view it, the way I see it. So I want to be not just another martial arts studio in town. I want to be the best one around. And I want to show that to people, and I want to give them the opportunity to see that. And what does that mean? If I just go around telling them that I'm the best, that doesn't really mean anything. If they go and view other classes, or they go to a tournament and they get to see students from other academies come, and my students bring home the most medals, most trophies, or whatever, then there's obviously something good going on here, right? My students are learning well and how to at least do well in that situation. It's kind of hard as far as self-defense goes. You don't want to sit there and set them up to meet up with bullies every day after school or something to see if your stuff actually works. But there's ways for them to see, and parents will find this with their kids. How are my kids behaving differently 3 months into it, 6 months into it, 2 weeks maybe even into it? How are you affecting their attitude outside of here? So are they doing better at home? Are they trying harder? Are they being more respectful of us, of teachers and all that? Are they calming down a little bit to focus their bodies and focus their mind when they need to, when we're talking to them, when we want them to turn the TV off and get to dinner or get to homework or whatever it is that we want them to do? So all that coming from focusing your mind during breaking. Help teach your students not just to hit the target and bounce back, definitely. They've got to go through it. They've got to smash through it. So they've got to set their expectations in their mind to go through something, to go past it, to go beyond it. Maybe that's the life lesson you choose to incorporate with them. But take that and try to focus on it for maybe an entire week's worth of class. Take that, use that, and then see how you can relate it to them, or see if they can give you examples maybe then as they're learning that lesson of ways that they can use this outside in their daily life. Hope that helps you. Thanks.